Welcome back to Cure for the Common Game. Today, in deck number 868, we're going to talk about Colfenor, the last U. Now, 3 white, black, green gets us a 3/7 vigilance and reach. Now, that reach helps a bunch. I didn't realize how much it helped until actually in game, but that keeps that 7 toughness and reach keeps a lot of flyers from heading your way. But whenever Colfenor or another creature you control dies, return up to one other target creature card with lesser toughness from your graveyard to your hand. First off, I want to apologize. I know there are good and proper ways to build this. Uh, Get it to you right now. This ain't it. I, I went with fun. Yes, that's right. I did Tribal Tree Folk. I only wish I had a Doran. The only 2 cards I wanted was the Indomitable Ancients and the Doran. I didn't have either one of those, so don't look for them. But if you got them, run them because they're sweet. But Vigilance, white, black, and green Tree Folk. So we're playing 3 colors. Let's look at our color fixing. Artifacts, Spectral Searchlight, Abzan Banner, Commander Sphere, Arcane Signet, Indatha Crystal. Whoa. And then we have, it's green, so we have, Spell Ramp, Rapid Growth, Farseek, Kodama's Reach, Cultivate, Far Wanderings, Explosive Vegetation, a couple of creatures in Security Tribe Elder, and then the Boss Banneret, which, all your tree folks costing 1 less. Yeah, that matters. We are 3 colors in black, so I put in the Painful Truce with a little bit of card draw so we can get max value there. You can get 3 for 3 for 3. Sign in Blood, Read the Bones, Painful Lesson, Life for cards. You know how black does it. And then Double Meat, Double Cheese. It's been a while, I know. Rite of Flourishing. Uh, you're always going to draw the card. You're not always going to have the land to drop. That's why I classify it as a card draw spell and not a ramp spell. So, I guess without further ado, let's look at our tree folk. Now, yes, are there better tree folk out there? Oh, yeah. But I like using the weird tree folk. You know me. Argothian tree folk can't take damage from artifact creatures or artifact sources. So that's kind of sweet. There are times where that matters. Orchard Warden. Now this is wow. Another tree folk comes into play. You gain life equal to that creature's toughness. Obviously, tree folk are known for having rather high toughness. So, Heartwood tree folk has Forest Walk. I played it. I looked around the table, and nobody had a forest, which was odd because, generally somebody's got a forest besides you. Had enough forest. I did make the Colonial Twin Grove. Leaf Crown Elder is one of the better tree folks that have ever existed because you got the kinship thing. Upkeep, look at the top. If it shares a creature type with Leaf Crown Elder, so if it's a tree folk, you get it for the free. So it's beautiful. Love this card. I've loved it since Morningtide came out. Ancient Lumbernaut. Each creature you control with toughness greater than its power assigns combat damage equal to its toughness rather than its power. That is like a creature version of the assault formation, kind of a play off of Doran's ability. But Old Gaspard, I drew this one. It's just easy to cast because it's either or. Everbark Shaman. Remove a tree folk in your graveyard to search for up to 2 forests, put them into play tapped. That's pretty good. Especially if you've got something like the Reach of Branches. It makes a 2/5, but anytime you get a forest, this comes back to your hand, so you can keep making those 2/5 token tree folks. Sapling of Colfenor's in our colors. I mean, why not? And it plays with the whole toughness matters theme. As a root chandler, X is the amount of life you gained this turn, so that's not bad for a 4/6. Tree Folk Harbinger, yeah, I know tutors are bad, but I think Tree Folk tutors are flavorful. besides the face, almost looks like Grandmother Willow, right? Maybe it's just me. Seed Gal Ash. When it dies, you get 3 forest. Ebony Tree Folk, all the way back from Apocalypse. Yeah, you can make it have big toughness. Iron Root Tree Folk. I had to get the unlimited version for this. I specifically wanted the white border. I love it. 3/5. It 3/5s. That's what it does. Thorntooth Witch. Play a Tree Folk. You know, you can +3, -3 is actually a degree of removal. So, Black Poplar Shaman. I love this. Regenerate target Tree Folk. So, any Tree Folk you got on the board. It is 3 mana. That's kind of an expensive regeneration cost, but there are times when we're glad it's there. Sheltering Ancient. Yeah, I know the upkeep is, but you can potentially make a really good friend here. Fin Deep Summoner. Uvenwald Observer. Some card draw there. Rootless U. Ironroot Warlord. I don't know about 5 mana to make a 1/1, but, you know. A Dungrove Elder just counts forest. Granted, our basic lands are weighted a little heavier toward forest than the plains or the swamps, just because the green, all the land fetching. The green's going to find you your other colors. That's the idea that I have. And then the Gnarled Professor. Got some random assorted stuff, you know. Coordinated Barrage. Coordinated Barrage is really good in tribal decks with a lower CMC, a lower curve. I've got it in there because, quite frankly, there's not a whole lot of white removal. There's other colors, though. Tree Folk Umbra, it had Tree Folk in the name. I kind of had to do it. I mean, Vastwood Surge. I like this. Probably should have been with the land ramp thing, but I wanted to talk about it specifically. Early game, it's Explosive Edge, right? But late game, wow. Dormant Grove. This is the side I care about. You know, beginning of combat, put a woman counter-target creature you control. We have Primal Rage. All my trees are going to have trample. What are you talking about? And Overrun to make sure the trees, you know, come across and deal some damage. Now, we have removal. Now, white and black together are one of the best removal suites there is. You know, we've got stuff like Despark, Fracture, Mortified. There's others that I don't have in here, you know, the Utter End and the whatnot. Debt to the Deathless is a lot of times a player remover. But we've also got access to like Putrefy, Doomblade, Disenchant, Naturalize, Broken Bond. Can you tell I feel like enchantments are going to be a thing more so than they have been in the past? Culling Ritual. It's nice. And then Root Grapple. Root Grapple, of course, being the cream of the crop for removal in a Tree Folk deck, right? Destroy permanent, draw a card, because you're probably going to have a Tree Folk. I'm thinking, right? And that brings us to our non-basic lands quite a bit, since we are playing with 3 colors. You know, we have the Jungle Hollow, Celestia Sanctuary, Bright Climb Pathway, Rupture Spire, Terramorphic Expanse, Orzhov Basilica, Command Tower, the Branchloth Pathway, Evolving Wilds. These are in obviously no particular order. Elfame Palace, Exotic Orchard, Orzhov Guildgate, Blossoming Sands, Foul Orchard, Path of Ancestry, Scoured Barrens, And lastly, Secluded Courtyard. This is not bad. I mean, as far as the tribal land goes. But yeah, that's my funny little tree deck. I know it's probably not the best build of Colfenor, but ever since I saw Colfenor in Commander Legends, I wanted that tree folk deck. I did. I don't know. It was fun. 868 is on the wall. It is done. I do appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much. Thank you. Big things coming up. Getting close to that 6K. May already have hit it by the time y'all see this. If so, I appreciate it. Thank every one of you. But right now, we're going to go ahead and shuffle and cut.